please join me in welcoming our President and CEO, Mr. Jim Cook.
Wow. Thank you, Floyd, and thank you for your many years of service to our convention center and the people that you've touched along the way. I look forward to celebrating your career more over the next few months, so thank you, Floyd. What you do every day keeps this organization moving forward, and it does not go unnoticed. Today is about clarity, where we are, where we're headed, and how each of you plays a role in what comes next. My goal today is to answer your questions and inspire you to help champion this vision. I appreciate you being here and staying engaged in the future of the New Orleans Ernest N. Morial Convention Center and the city we're all proud to serve. So, we're only a few months into the year, and this team is already moving at a high level. Big events, tight turnarounds, constant demands, and you continue to show up and execute. And what I'm most proud of is how each of you has shown up so far this year. While the slide highlights Mardi Gras, we know that's really just a snapshot because there have been a lot more wins this year. Honestly, enough to turn this into a much longer presentation than anybody here wants or has time for. So let's take a second and please give yourselves a round of applause. You've handled the workload, you've adapted when needed, and you've kept things moving, and that's exactly the kind of foundation that we need for what's ahead. So we have a strong year ahead. We have major medical conventions and large competitions that are bringing hundreds of thousands of people through our doors. Each of you will see nearly 200,000 attendees from our medical conventions and another 100,000 from our sporting and competitive events. These events and all of the events you work on drive significant hotel demand. It reinforces something that we already know, that if we want to keep winning this business, we have to continue investing in our building and expanding the hotel inventory in our city. You have all seen the investments that we are making in our space. They're part of a $763 million capital improvement plan and a long-term strategy to keep our facility competitive at the highest level. We're upgrading core spaces like ballrooms and entrances. We're improving how people move through our building. We continue to invest in the systems you rely on every day, like technology, safety, food and beverage, and our overall infrastructure, like the team at the plant takes care of, right? So you know what the areas outside of our meeting rooms used to look like. These upgrades are about the experience for our clients, but also for you, because you deserve to work in a modern, functional space that makes it easier for you to do your job and to deliver at a high level. These changes help us stay on top of our game, and I think we can all agree that it's been nice to see it coming together and to enjoy the new spaces, the lighting, the features, and I can tell you, I, for one, do not miss the old brown bricks or the carpet that we used to have. So it was great when it was put in. I'm excited to share with all of you that we're about 2/3 of the way through our interior renovations. And our next phase of renovations will begin to focus on the exterior. First impressions matter, and we want our campus to reflect the quality of what happens inside of these renderings, or inside our building. In these renderings, you can see a reimagined entrance for Hall C, which will be directly across from the site planned for the Omni New Orleans, our convention center's headquarter hotel. This is how we're envisioning the entrance at Hall G. It's designed to complement the already completed transportation center and the overall arrival experience for our attendees. Leading convention destinations today are anchored by walkable mixed-use districts that extend the experience beyond the building, and there's something we're currently missing for halls H through J. The River District changes that. It will transform underutilized land into a vibrant new neighborhood for you, your friends, our neighbors, our family, and our customers to enjoy. You have heard about some big moves recently in the River District development. The developer and the Convention Center Governing Board have agreed on adjustments to the existing agreement, and that gives our board control over select sections of land while keeping key elements of the agreement unchanged, which include Shell's new regional headquarters. Shell's building, called Shell Riverside, is under construction now. You all can see it if you step out and look left. And it's well on its way to opening in 2027, most likely by mid-year. Work advances on critical infrastructure like roads and sewers and laying the groundwork for other vertical development or buildings on that site. It's a clear path for hundreds of new apartments at the Rivanna residential development, which is currently in pre-construction. This first phase of affordable housing in the River District includes 1- and 2-bedroom units, as well as an architectural design that opens onto a central green space within the River District development with a retail-lined porch on the ground level. This first multifamily development will have 220 market rate and workforce affordable units. It's on track to break down in 2026, and certain sections of land will be available for the convention center to move ahead with development and bring more business to halls H through J. This aerial shows the vision for the River District. Taken together, these efforts lay the groundwork for the River District and set the stage for what comes next, and that's the Omni New Orleans. So before we get into the Omni New Orleans, I want you to take a quick listen to a recent interview that I did on WVUE Fox 8.
The Memorial Convention Center.
Andres Fuentes says it's crucial for New Orleans' bid to host the Super Bowl again in 5 years.
Developers are eager to make history with the first convention center hotel in New Orleans in decades.
It has been well over 40 years since we as a city have been able to embark on a project of this scale.
Jim Cook, president and CEO of Memorial Convention Center, is excited to see a new $500 million Omni headquarter hotel right across the street from the convention center, where the Sugar Mill event space is now. Last week, the CBD Historic Landmarks Commission approved a recommendation to demolish the Sugar Mill, one step forward for the massive hospitality investment.
It will help us to attract between 25 and 30 more events a year. That means more jobs, it means more revenue for the city.
Walt Leger with New Orleans & Company says the Omni Hotel would help New Orleans across the board, especially if it gets built by 2030. That's because the NFL told the convention center if New Orleans wants to host the Super Bowl in 2031, it needs new hotels like the Omni.
If we build something, we become a contender for the next Super Bowl. If we don't, we're not a contender.
And while the convention center is focusing on adding a new hotel near its property, it's also focusing on constructing a new neighborhood too.
Expect to see Shell Riverside ready to open by spring of 2027.
Concrete walls and window panes are creating the skeleton of the city's first high-rise in decades in the soon-to-be-called River District neighborhood. And once the office tower opens, developers say other projects will follow.
There's a lot of talk with a lot of potential investors, whether they be developers of housing or developers of entertainment venues.
Convention center leaders say tackling the Omni project as well as launching the River District simultaneously will help New Orleans stick out over the next few years.
We need momentum. We need to prove we can do big projects. We need to prove that we can compete with other cities in the country right now.
Reporting in New Orleans, Andres Fuentes, Fox 8, Local First.
The Sugar Mill demolition plan still needs further approval from the City Council before it's official. The Convention Center expects the hotel alone will bring in about $231 million a year.
So now you understand what this project means for our people and our city. Omni New Orleans represents the most transformative economic development opportunity our city has seen in decades, one that honors our heritage while driving us into the future. New Orleans is and always has been built to host, but to stay on top, we must keep evolving. Cities like Dallas, Nashville, Indianapolis, Austin, and God forbid Atlanta are investing billions in hotels, entertainment districts, and meeting spaces, and they're not waiting. Neither can we. This development is an improvement of the current conditions and how it will energize our community. Talk about a difference. As you see the new Omni. It's a perfect site. Checks all the boxes to have a transformational impact. It's adjacent to the convention center. It's walkable to downtown and the French Quarter. It's integrated with the park and the neighborhood. and it looks and feels like it's part of the neighborhood. Omni New Orleans unlocks opportunity for the city, sets us apart as a premier meeting destination. So this new hotel, Omni New Orleans, is an independent study projects that it will generate over $200 million in total economic impact, $15 million in new annual city and state taxes, 1,400 new permanent jobs, and 27 new events at our convention center. We know the work that you do every day, and we're excited to keep bringing more business in. Think of the thousands of attendees each of those events brings, visitors who eat in our restaurants, shop in our neighborhoods, support our local businesses, buy electricity, buy food and beverage. So the Sugar Mill site annually generates about $30,000 a year in property tax, or did. Now that we own it, it's a state-owned facility, and it's generating zero in property taxes. Once developed, that footprint will contribute near $5.5 million per year. That's new funding our city can use however they wish. Infrastructure, public safety, essential services, water, potholes, right, that support our community. We're fortunate to have Omni Hotels and Resorts as our partner. Omni owns and operates many of its own properties, and that means they're invested for the long term, not just as developers, but as community partners. Their record in cities like Dallas, Nashville, San Diego, Louisville, and Boston, my hometown, speaks for itself. Each project has delivered exceptional guest experiences and exceeded the economic projections. Omni embraces local culture. Omni New Orleans will look and feel like New Orleans. We also heard from our neighbors that protecting the Mississippi River Heritage Park was top concern of theirs. That green space will remain untouched. We're building the future without sacrificing what makes the area special. This rendering illustrates how the park complements the hotel and how the hotel complements the park. The Omni New Orleans will feature 1,006 rooms, 100,000 feet of meeting space, multiple dining venues, an integrated parking garage, and a rooftop pool deck, which will be a signature guest experience with expansive skyline views. Amenities like these that greatly matter to our meeting planners, leisure travelers, and our attendees. Every detail is designed to enhance the guest experience and complement the convention center. At street level, guests and locals alike will enjoy 2 full-service dining spots featuring local restaurateurs. There'll be integrated parking for over 350 vehicles. This reduces strain on the existing street parking and minimizes impact on traffic in the area. On level 4, you'll find flexible meeting space and a junior ballroom, which will be 15,000 square feet. The 30,000 square foot grand ballroom on level 5 will feature a balcony overlooking the cityscape because we had to add a balcony, right? So these spaces will complement our existing facilities and meet a key demand from meeting planners, a large block of rooms directly across the street from our campus. The tower, which is the guest room structure, forms a dramatic L shape, offering views in all directions. Each level is designed to deliver an experience that's distinctly New Orleans, with an upscale, state-of-the-art amenities that our today's meeting planners demand. This rendering illustrates how the hotel will interact with the park and the area. The park feels more connected now. Guests can easily walk across to enjoy Heritage Park. And this is a view from Guyenne Street. You can see the full tower and how truly the hotel is designed to attract major events. In short, 1,006 rooms, 100,000 square feet of meeting space, multiple food and entertainment venues, and designed to be complementary to the historic surroundings. So by acting now, we can ensure opportunities stay here, supporting local jobs, creating new career pathways for you, and strengthening our ability to compete in markets like Nashville, against markets like Nashville, Houston, and Dallas. And this lesson is clear. If we fail to take this moment to build the Omni New Orleans, we will fall behind. You heard this in the WVUE interview. We risk events by not building. These are just a few of the events that are at risk. Healthcare Information Management Systems brings 30,000 attendees. Nutanix, 4,800. American Nursing Credentialing, 14,000 attendees. Church of God in Christ, 6,500 attendees, and in the summer. Microsoft, 28,000 attendees. American Society of Microbiology, 4,800 attendees. And Plexus with 12,000 attendees. You all know American Academy of Pediatrics brings 16,000 attendees. Some of these events have been coming to New Orleans for decades. So imagine if these events, which bring thousands of visitors to our city, stopped coming because they had somewhere else to go. The ripple effect on our economy would be immediate and significant, and that is what is at stake today. Our competitors are not standing still. In Texas alone, $9 billion is being spent on event and hospitality infrastructure. Emerging markets are following suit. Just here's one example. This is Atlanta. The photo was taken from the convention center campus, where you can see at least 4 tower cranes in the air, topping off several buildings, and several others have already completed top out. So they've already reached their height. Atlanta is just one example. These headlines alone tell the story of how our competition is outpacing us. To remain relevant, New Orleans must provide what planners expect: proximity, amenities, and what you do every day, a seamless convention experience. The yellow cities are our legacy competitors. We've been competing with them for decades. All the other ones have now added convention headquarter hotels attached or adjacent to their convention center. All these new competitors are fighting for the same events we are. They have headquarters hotels connected or adjacent. That's a long list. A few of our competitive hotels, the Loews Kansas City connects to the Kansas City Convention Center. The Westin Charlotte is directly across the street from the Charlotte Convention Center. And the Signia by Hilton, Indianapolis, with direct skywalk access to both the Indiana Convention Center and the Lucas Oil Stadium, will open in fall of 2026 and adds to the city's multiple convention center hotels. New Orleans must meet this standard. Hosting events is what we do. Each of you work for that, and I see your hard work coming through every day. By building this hotel, we have a bigger chance of letting your hard work shine through. The competition may be tough, but we know we can win, and the data supports it. We commissioned an independent survey of the Professional Convention Planners Management Association, and 82% of the meeting planners said this project would make them more likely to bring future events to New Orleans. A panel of those same senior event professionals agreed. Omni New Orleans will significantly enhance our competitiveness and solve logistical challenges for large-scale events. To stay ahead, we must act. The Omni New Orleans, we gain more events we can say yes to, more repeat clients, thousands of new jobs, millions in annual tax revenue, and a stronger, more resilient hospitality industry. It means stability for all of us in this industry, and it means continuous, reliable work, opportunities to grow, the ability to build a long-term career here, like our great friend and family member, Floyd. Our service line professional colleagues will also see increased opportunities with new roles for concierge staff, housekeepers, front desk agents, servers, and other hospitality positions within the hotel project. You heard from Floyd, and you'll hear from a few of our peers about what they have been able to accomplish here and how they have seen the convention center change. So really, this is about building something that lasts for this organization, for all of you, and for our city and our community. All of that brings us to the next part, and this is where everybody in the room continues to play a role as we move these projects forward. Much like the meeting you're a part of right now, we've engaged alongside our partners at Omni over 150 stakeholders in meaningful dialogue, including industry leaders, small business owners, cultural and community trailblazers, influencers, university leaders, and neighborhood residents. We have prioritized proactive communication throughout this process, ensuring key audiences are informed, about the project, its timeline, and ongoing updates, and we will continue doing so. We are committed to transparency and collaboration as this project moves forward. Next steps include: we need a height variance on the Sugar Mill site, demolition and use of John Churchill Chase, and each of these will come before the City Council. We have discussions with city departments to also work through the multi-agency approvals, and these are underway. Pending approvals, construction is expected to begin this year, with a target opening date of late 2030. Timeline positions us perfectly to host legacy events like the Super Bowl, the Final Four, College Football Championship. Omni New Orleans will be the first convention hotel built here in over 40 years. It is our opportunity to reassert New Orleans as a global destination, a city built to host and ready to lead. So I want to thank you for your time and your partnership and your belief in what is possible here